Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and welcome back to another general discussion video. Now, you might have heard the news already, but as of recording, um, Nintendo, Miyamoto, has recently announced that there's going to be a live-action Legend of Zelda game, and this kind of blew up on Twitter or X or however you want to call that site. Um, and yeah, this pretty much has a lot of people talking about it, and yeah, and I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts on this. So to start off with, we're getting a Zelda movie. I think that's really cool because if you look at over the last few months or so of this year, video game movies or video game related projects have become really popular because we recently had the FNAF film that was recently released. Then there was the Mario movie. There was the Last of Us TV show. There's the Sonic games of the two Sonic films that we've had over the last few years, and yeah, all of those films, and as well as the TV show for The Last of Us, have been really popular. And a Legend of Zelda game, no, not game, a game, or a movie based on the Zelda games, could be really cool. And I think with it being live action, it can kind of work. I can see the film being really well done in both live action and animation because there could be there are things you could only do in live action, but there could be things you could only do in animation, like some of the boss fights, some of the locations in the different games, the use of the different items, that kind of thing. And with it being live action, yeah, it has a whole lot of possibilities of what could be done in terms of whether there's the plots or the locations or whatever could be used, as well as the cast of characters. Now, there have been a lot of speculation about who could play the different characters and whether Link could speak. And with the cast, I think I'll just wait. To see who is going to play the different characters, because on Twitter, X, whatever people are calling it now, I have seen that, or so it's making a circulation as Tom Holland playing as Link, and there has been some like fan edits, because like I think there's been some fan edits of like Emma Watson, Tom Holland, and I think Idris Elba as Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. I'll try and find the fan posters. I'm not 100% sure who made them. They look cool from what I've seen, but I'm not 100% sure who made them. But yeah, I mean, like, I think for the cast of those characters, I think it really depends on who's cast to play them. Because if you look at the Mario movie that was released this year, there was the whole thing with Chris Pratt as Mario, and a lot of people, clowned on it. It was a meme. It was like this whole joke that Chris Pratt as Mario, the guy who plays Star-Lord, is now this Italian plumber man. And when that film came out, I think Chris Pratt did an alright job as Mario. And if you look at the other characters like Jack Black as Bowser, Anya Taylor-Joy as, or I think that's his name, that's his last name, as Peach, and you've got a lot of other characters or actors playing different roles and doing those roles well. And for the Zelda film, I think it really depends on who's cast as these well-known characters and who's going to be and who's how we're gonna see them being portrayed and stuff like that. So yeah. So when it comes to the plot, it could go in I would say two different directions. One is that they could go kind of the Mario movie way, in the sense that with that film, it takes elements of, a lot of the other Mario films, like Bowser wanting to Mario Peach, which we've seen in Mario Odyssey, as well as ruling the world, which we've kind of seen in a variety of other Mario games, like Bowser's able to rule the galaxy pretty much, and he's able to overtake Peach's castle in a few of the games, and this could be similar with The Legend of Zelda, where it could go a way of like how Hyrule Warriors, the original game, that was released back for the Wii U, which got a re-release for the Switch, did, in the sense that it's its own thing. It's its own contained thing where it has elements from different games. Like when it came to the main plot, it had the Wind Waker, the Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, and then it had like in the adventure mode, Majora's Mask, Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, and all of these other games. So it could do something like that, where it has its own unique plot, but it brings in elements from the previous games, or it takes, or in the other direction, it takes some of the plots from like Ocarina of Time, or Breath of the Wild, or Skyward Sword, or The Wind Waker, or whatever game that that's decided to be the part of the main plot, and just adapt elements from the main stories and put them into the movie. And that one of these ways could work. And I think what made the Mario movie a huge success is that even though it's part of the Mario franchise, it just doesn't focus too much on any of the game's particular plots. It just has references here and there, like Rainbow Road, Illuma from the Galaxy games, the original 2D games, where it was like the whole level thing stuff, like the structure of the levels, that sort of thing. So, yeah, that could happen with the Zelda film. I think again we have to see. We basically have to wait and see what happens, because anything could happen with this film. Like whether because about around 2008. The point I'm saying is around 2008 there was an April Fool's styled Zelda trailer film thing, and obviously it was because it was April Fool's. It was for a movie that never happened, and that film or that teaser trailer or that April Fool's video is so good because I feel like because it's a trailer. It's because trailers are meant to help promote games, movies, TV shows, whatever. And I think with that trailer for that video, it does such a good job, I would say, of a live action Zelda, and that's really cool. And in that video, Link never speaks, and that's going to be a huge debate. I think that's going to be going around whether that Link should talk or not, because Link, throughout the course of every single Zelda game, has always been a silent protagonist, and he's always there. But it's basically the self-insert character. You're meant to become Link. You are Link yourself, and you are the one going through this version of Hyrule, fighting monsters, defeating the main boss or the final boss of the particular game, and collecting all these items, going through all these dungeons, and having the adventure that's in the game. And when it comes to the film, there's going to be that huge thing of, should Link talk or shouldn't he talk? Should he talk or shouldn't he? Like, it's one of the things, like, because Link is the character that you can put yourself into and go on all these awesome adventures, it's going to be difficult to sort of find a line of like, should he talk throughout this part of the movie, or should he talk in this part of the movie, or should he talk throughout the film, or shouldn't he talk? And I think the April Fool's Zelda trailer film thing is a good example of having Link not talk, because in that trailer, the guy who plays Link doesn't speak. He never speaks, from what I remember, because like it's been ages since I've seen that video, and from my personal memory, I remember that he doesn't speak at all throughout the entire video. So Link not speaking could work, but that might be a hindrance somewhat because there could be a lot of people outside the Zelda games who might not know about the games as a whole or might not know about any of these characters, might find it hard somewhat a bit to sort of um, sympathize or um, kind of understand a lot about Link because he doesn't talk and he only has like a few like noises whenever that's he's falling down or he's making several sword swings and stuff like that. So apart from that, he doesn't really talk. So I think people who don't know much about the Zelda games will find it hard to connect with Link a bit. They might not. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's just one of those things that could be hard. So yeah, there could be a possibility Link could speak, and there could be a lot of immersion taken away because Link is one of the few silent protagonists that we have seen throughout decades of video games that have been released. So yeah, so yes, I think overall we just have to wait and see what's going to happen because from what Miyamoto said, he is basically working with Sony and Avi Arad, I think, because he's well known for being a producer for a lot of the not Zelda for a lot of the um, Spider-Man films. So like that being like the original Tobey Maguire ones, the Andrew Garfield ones, any of the ones that Tom Holland's in, and even some of the bad ones like Venom, Morbius, any other Spider-Man related film that's going to be released by Sony in the next few years or so or whatever. But yeah, I think we just have to wait and see what happens because like this is all just speculation. Like any video that's talking about this topic is probably gonna say or have a similar or have similar ideas to what I'm talking about in this video. Just it's all going to be speculations on what's going to happen in the next few months or years or so or whatever. So yeah, overall, just speculation, just talking about what might happen, what could happen, and just some of my basic thoughts on this whole announcement thing. So yeah, so that's been my thoughts on the recent announcement of the live action Zelda film. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.